Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Just Bulldogs podcast. We're here to preview this week's matchup. Top of the table clash, Bulldogs taking on the Canberra Raiders, 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon down at GI Stadium in Canberra. So, home game for this Raiders side as they headed into this game as favourites. Bulldogs paying $2.15 to the Raiders $1.71. First time we have been underdogs in a while. I believe odds were even until Jacob Preston lost his judiciary hearing, so he will miss the next 4 weeks. It's absolutely devastating to see. I think it's very hard done by the tackle. The crusher tackle on Tino, I don't believe was as bad as some are making out. I think a lot of people are on the side that it didn't deserve the 4 weeks. A lot of people are talking about the priors. As far as I know, I don't believe any of the priors were crusher tackles. I haven't dug into all of it, but yeah, a bit of a mix of different kind of contacts. I think because of the new setup, teams are a lot happier to just take the fine and move on until you get to this later stage when they do stack up and then you get hit with a big ban. I think it'll be a pretty good chance that some teams will start battling those smaller offenses so it doesn't get to this stage. But moving on, we will be without Jacob Preston for the next 4 games. And with the current suspensions of Josh Curran and Satili Tupanua, it's definitely going to make it a bit harder for us to cover that position as well. But something to look towards. Friday afternoon, we'll see the team update, who's looking to slot into that side. I'll run through the team list and then we'll go into it a bit deeper. For the Canberras, they have KO Weeks at fullback, the winger Savelio Tamale and Xavier Savage, Matt Timoko and Seb Chris in the centres, Ethan Strange and Jamal Fogarty are their halves, Corey Horsburgh and Joseph Tarpanair start up front with Thomas Starling at 9, Hudson Young and Matty Nicholson are their back rowers, Morgan Smithies at lock, their bench, Owen Paddy, Zach Hosking, Josh Papali'i, Adam Mariota, and their extended Manaya Watera, Simi Sasangi, Pasami Solo, Trey Mooney, Denny Levi. Going over our Bulldogs side, Connor Tracy is the fullback. The wingers, Jacob Kiraz and Marcelo Montoya. Our centers are Bronson Cherry and our captain, Stephen Crichton. The halves, Matt Burton returns at 5'8", and Toby Sexton at halfback. Starting front rowers are Max King and Daniel Saluka for feeder, with Reed Marnie at dummy half. Viliami Kickout and Jacob Preston named in the back row, with Jamin Salmon at lock. The bench, Kurt Mann, Harry Hayes, Curtis Morin, and Bailey Hayward, and the extended, Blake Taff, Blake Wilson, Lipway Hopway, Luke Smith, and Drew Hutchison. So, as I said, Jacob Preston will come out of the side. My opinion is Jamin Salmon will move to the edge to play back row. I'm curious to see if they start Kurt Mann at lock or if they bring one of the likes of Lipway Hopway, Luke Smith into the side, start one of them at 13, potentially. They could put Kurt Mann as the starting lock and Bailey Hayward to be part of that rotation like we've seen last year. That we could potentially see Harry Hayes move to the edge and keep Jamin Salmon at 13. So a few possibilities. Harry Hayes played a lot of back row in New South Wales Cup before he got his NRL call-up. But since coming up, he's played predominantly as a front rower. So a few possibilities. Most likely, I think Jamin Salmon moves to the back row and Kurt Mann starts in 13. But definitely something to look forward to Friday afternoon when we have the 24-hour update. Very big game this week, though. Top of the table clash, as I said. Bulldogs sitting at the top with Raiders at second. Both teams with the same amount of wins, I believe, but Bulldogs with the bye in hand keeps us ahead. We have a fairly strong for and against. Ours is 94 to their 60, so even if we can't manage to come away with a win this week, it looks like we should still hold on to that top spot, barring a blowout. But I do think this should be a very exciting game and a close score at that. Raiders side has a lot of very strong parts in this team. They are a very strong team this season. At the back, in their back three, place to look out for. KO Weeks is electric with the ball in hand. He's very fast and really likes getting into open field. Tamale is a young fella, very strong ball runner. Similar characteristics to a Jacob Kiraz. Loves coming out of his own end, loves the kick returns. I don't know if he has the aerial abilities of a Kiraz, but he's very strong coming out of his own end. Tamale. Xavier Savage, the highlight player, similar to KO Weeks. Looking for the open field, very fast. Good with the ball in hand, and pretty good at coming out of his own end. Not the strongest part of his game, but he's not bad at it at all. Matt Timoko, their right center, is a strike center out there. One-on-one, very hard to stop, but with Bronson Cherry out there, I do think he should match up pretty well. Zeb Chris, a pretty big body as well as their left center, but Stephen Crichton will should be able to handle him as well. Ethan Strange, a young 5'8", locally to my area, growing up, played with my brother-in-law, very strong player at 5'8", very fun to watch him come through the ranks. But yeah, very strong ball runner. Doesn't quite have the ball playing ability yet. He does, but hasn't really brought that to his NRL game. But a very strong ball runner, very strong in contact. So if he can get you off balance, he will break that tackle. So a player that you've got to get fast line speed to not give him too many chances as he runs. And then Jamal Fogarty, one of the biggest boots in the game. Not quite Matt Burton, but very close there. Probably the closest to Matt Burton that we've seen so far in the NRL. Absolutely big boot. Just guides this team around the park. A little bit of a running game, but yeah, mostly just the kicker of this side, and does a very good job at that. Their forward pack is where I'm definitely the most worried. Corey Horsburgh and Joseph Tarpany. I believe Horsburgh has been ruled out, so something for us to see there. But Tarpany starting up front, and I could see Josh Papali'i come into the starting side. Two very strong big bodies that have plenty of experience, a lot of rep games under the belt. So definitely can't give him too many opportunities, particularly Joseph Tarpany, a player that has plenty of damaging runs, but he's pretty good on his feet, a good offload as well. So do need to get bodies around him when he does have the ball. Tom Starling, pretty good at taking advantage of those quick play the balls as well as a runner. Their edges, Hudson Young, probably one of the form back rows of the comp, if not the form back rower, playing on that left edge. So he'll be really looking to take on Toby Sexton as much as possible. So a player that we definitely have to get around. And then Matty Nicholson, first year in the NRL, playing on the right side, coming over from the Super League, has played very well as well. So a couple of pretty strong players on the edges there for this Raiders side. And then on their bench, Owen Paddy, Zach Hosking, Josh Papali'i, and Adam Mariota. Owen Paddy probably play about 15 to 20 minutes as their rotating 9. A very young player, good kicking game and strong defensively. Hasn't quite shone in attack yet, hasn't been able to put too much together, but a pretty good looking young hooker there. Should be a very good game this week. I will be looking for the Bulldogs to come away with a win, as I'm sure all of you are. But it will be, I believe, our toughest matchup so far this year, particularly in the middle of the field. Our middles will really have to stand up in this one to try to slow down this Raiders pack. But I do think we should be able to get the upper hand on the edges. So should be a very exciting game. My predictions for this one, player that I'm looking to stand out, Matt Burton, coming off the 1 week suspension. I'll be thinking that he'll be trying to get that left side attack sparking again. So Matt Burton will be my spotlight player in this one. And then my score prediction, I think it'll be a low scorer. I think there'll be very tough game in the middle of the field, as both teams try to get the upper hand. But my score prediction in this one will be 18 points to 12. Bulldogs come away with a win. But yeah, so that's my predictions for this one. I appreciate everyone for listening. Make sure to check out @JustBulldogs on Instagram and all of the socials. I've got Twitter. If you're listening on the podcast, make sure to jump over to the YouTube as well. Leave some comments. Tell me what you think about this one. You reckon we're going to get the win? Who you think has played pretty well so far this season? Who you think's going to have a big back end of the year? Also curious, make sure to jump in the comments. Tell me who your origin smokies are for this dog side. We've got a few guys that are really looking to stand out. Jacob Kera is right on the cusp. as the form winger of the comp, in my opinion. Stephen Crichton's a bit of a lock for the right centre spot, and then Jacob Preston will no longer be able to play in the first Origin game, so tough for him there. But we do have a few other guys fighting for Origin spots, very close to making their debuts. But I appreciate everyone for listening. Very keen for the game this weekend, so make sure to check it out. But that'll do for this one. I appreciate everyone for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.